because then I am on the line, because I thought I hear the Spirit will just follow us 3, maybe 4.
Yeah.
Okay?
So it's only time for 2.
It is.
So just
Then we just sing.
yeah, going to the room was when the song.
Solo.
Yeah, that's a music job, isn't it?
Do you have your earplugs with you? Feels well.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. And very warm welcome to everybody here. I recognize a lot of the faces here. What is beautiful. Can I ask, is there anybody new to the church? No. That's good. Not that there's not anybody new though, but it's good to see you all. It's good to be back here on the platform here in Poole, and it's a pleasure to be here with together with Danielle from Netherlands. And as you might have noticed, the service today is becoming a bit different because it's a D-Day service. So we'll have 4 different speakers up here talking a little bit about what happened on D-Day in Poole, what happened in London, what happened in Denmark, and what happened in Netherlands. Yeah? Exciting? Yeah. Yes, lovely. So, but just to start, shouldn't we just all get together in that beautiful energy and of our best friend, our Creator God? And please, just join me in this little prayer as we invite our good friends, our God, our Creator, our love from Spirit to join us this morning in this beautiful church. Let's all come together with great memories of the past, not only for the D-Day, but for all those lovely memories that have been going on for centuries. Even though there can be war in the world, there's also within that war that tension of love and compassion, that tension of being together to take care of each other. So let's just this morning have this in mind in the company of our Creator God. That love and that light that we all carry within. That love and that light that is bringing us all together. And it's just for a short moment, just be in that beautiful energy, in silence, with knowledge of the presence. And it's just in our mind, embrace that power of God, that power of Spirit, as we're all united, coming together. I'll leave this service in the capable hand of our Creator God. Amen. Amen. Yes, and this opening prayer will be followed by the Lord's Prayer, and this morning it will be in Dutch. You probably won't understand much of it, but just be in that energy when Daniela is giving the Lord's Prayer in her mother language.
Good morning. You can join me even if you don't understand it. Onze Vader die in de hemel zijt, uw naam worden geheiligd. Uw koninkrijk komen en uw wil geschieden gelijk in de hemel, alzo ook op de aarde. Geef ons heden ons dagelijks brood en vergeef ons onze schulden, gelijk ook wij vergeven onze schuldenaren. En leid ons niet in verzoeking, maar verlos ons van het kwade. Want van u is het koninkrijk en de kracht en de heerlijkheid tot in de eeuwigheid. Amen.
Thank you, Daniela. And isn't that beautiful?
A prayer we all know in different language, and yet still actually understand it, don't we? Because we know that prayer, we know that feeling of that prayer. And with that feeling, we are going into the healing moment this morning. And as last Sunday, we'll put the focus a bit different, because we'll put the focus on you and your loved ones in spirit as well. And the memories we have shared for good and bad. So again this morning, within this healing session, we will invite you to call out the names of your loved ones in spirit. Both those you loved and those you maybe not loved that much. Because it's all about the shared memories, about the connections. And what we forget sometimes is, even though that we have people in our life that haven't all been good, that's where the healing can be going on, isn't it? That relation between us and spirit, no matter how it has been in the past, no matter how our loved ones have been for us and to us while they still were here in the earth plane. We have to acknowledge sometimes we're left with wounds alongside with the grief. And having that attention and remember them for whatever and for whoever they were. Spend this moment to heal that connection as well. So I invite you to, when we come to that time, to raise your hand and call out the names for those in spirit that have been loved, as well as then those that is just remembered. Let the healing go to that connection on both sides of life. And a great way to put out their names could be like, I love you, Mom. I remember you, Peter, or how you want to phrase it. And our DJ will play a little bit of music. So there will be a silent music in the background. So let's just unite in that the divine energy, the love and the light of our Creator, to heal the grief and the relations between the two realms. Calling out the names or titles of those we love and those that we remember. So whenever you're ready, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mum and Dad. Peter. Thanks, Dad. Lovely life.
And with the faith and the knowledge that the healing will happen to both sides of this life. Let's put our thoughts to those around us that are still here on the earth plane with us. that's in need of healing, need of love. Just putting that thought out in your mind. Like we're gathered, two worlds. Know that Spirit will take care of those around us that's in need, as well as take care of us. So we're giving the thanks and ask for healing for all that's still among us in our heart, mind. And let's ask for all to be relieved for what is not needed anymore. Let's ask for all humankind to be fulfilled with that love and that light of our God. Let's all carry God within. Amen. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Precious moments, isn't it? To unite in that way. And that brings us forward to a little hymn, our first hymn, that is Guide Me, O Thou Great. Thank you. I now invite our first speaker up to the platform to talk a little bit about what was going on in Poland. So, Lawrence.
Thank you.
Unaccustomed as I am to public speaking. We here in Poole, we've got a proud and rich heritage. We go back over the centuries. We go back to the days of the Armada, to the days of the pirates. And Poole always incorporated other nationalities. Many of the Poole families, you can see a slight Spanish influence. You can sense that. We then go forward to the time of the trading, where we used to regularly trade with ports all over the world. So of course, all the visiting ships were populated by people of different cultures, lands, religions and races. And what did we in Poole do? Welcome them in. So it comes as no surprise when the plans were being laid afoot for D-Day. Poole was the third largest staging post for the invasion force. There were over 300 vessels and 22,000 troops left Poole Quay. Now, we were walking on Poole Quay the other day, and to imagine that, when we think about that, we don't think of the Poole of today with our bypasses, our dual carriageways, flyovers. We were talking then single and double track roads. That was it. That was the infrastructure. The town itself was very small compared to today. But all these troops, all the support staff, everybody was billeted and welcomed into the homes. Can you imagine Poole 80 years ago today, when all those troops would have been here, when all the traffic was going on, when the buzz was going on? Can you imagine that feeling? Can you imagine that sensation? Everybody knew something big was going to happen, similar to today's energy, but not knowing what and when. But the town had filled. And it wasn't just Poole, because inland, the 6th Airborne Division of the British Army left from RAF Tarrant Rushden, and they carried the first Allied troops on the D-Day to Pegasus Bridge. Also, night flights dropped supplies for the French resistance and special operations, and injured troops were flown back here for transfer to Blandford Hospital. We had over 80,000 American military personnel have been stationed all over Dorset in readiness for the attack. In Hamworthy, the 1st Royal Marine Commandos trained at Amphibious Warfare Centre, HMS Turtle. Bolson's and Newman shipyards worked day and night building landing craft. The largest number ever built in history was built here in our town. And RAF Hamworthy, there's a thought, was a seaplane base. The Poole was the embarkation point of tens of thousands of troops. GIs were billeted in homes. The US Coast Guard had a base, and the US Army took over the quays and yards and yacht clubs. And we had over 100 anti-aircraft guns protecting our town. And those of you who are up on our local history, we would have been in blackout, and they would light lights on Brownsea Island, so that any bombers, any fighters coming over would see the lights on Brownsea Island and bomb there, instead of the town, which was in this huge state of readiness. And further down the coast, Weymouth and Portland, they saw the biggest embarkation of men and equipment, primarily American. Nearly 500,000 men and 140,000 vehicles passed through those two ports. Numbers we can't imagine. And Portland was described as the biggest little port in the world by the Americans. But again, if we put our mindset to what the actual infrastructure was like of those days, what the town layout was like of those days, this would have been day and night. Day and night the marching, day and night the sound of vehicles and heavy equipment, day and night planes flying overhead. And in amongst that, all us Pooligans did our bit. Didn't we, Truda? Yes, good girl. So just a little thought there. We always think we put our minds to D-Day, and sometimes we put our thoughts, obviously, to the beaches. But what was it like on the home front? It must have been just unparalleled. That everybody worked together. Thank you.
Thank you, Roland. our next speaker will talk about what happened in London, not by being told, not by being read, but by being experienced. So welcome, Ted.
You right, young man?
Yeah, okay, Doug.
So breezy. Why?
I can't resist a joke, I'm sorry. But in all seriousness, July the 6th, 44. I was 14 then, I was at school, and I was in my last weeks at school because in those days they threw us out at 14. They said you got 2 hands, 2 feet and a head, go and work. And that was it. I still got my reference at home from the school, handwritten. No typewriters in those days. But at that time I was living at home in Walthamstow in East London, and we lived in a row of shops. There was about 8 or 9 shops. It was a local shopping centre, and my parents owned one of the shops, which was drapers and outfitters and all that sort of thing, because they both served their time as apprentices, so they knew their trade. But of course, the customers coming in the shop, some that they'd known for years, it was all talk something big is going to happen, because so many of them had got relatives in the forces, fathers, sons, uncles, and there was how can I put it, there was a buzz in the air, almost as if to say, after what we've been through with all the bombing, something is going to happen. And the first official announcements came through on the BBC, on the radio, because there was only radio. There was no television. There was no mobile phones. There was nothing. And you had to rely on what the BBC told you. But they did announce that troops, British troops, had landed in France, supported by several Americans and 1 or 2 others. But the news was very sketchy because it was controlled by the government. They didn't want to give anything away. There's no good saying they were going towards Paris because you were telling the Germans what they were going to. So they told them they're going to Brussels and went the other way. But after a time, the way you saw pictures of what was going on is going to the cinema where you had the newsreels, Puffy News, British Movie Show, and they would show pictures of the landing and moving inland and what they did. But one of the things I remember was that on D-Day itself, once the news broke, all the churches opened. And people were allowed to go and pray as long as they liked. Well, in those days, telegrams from the government, well, from anybody, were delivered by young lads on bicycles. Because if you wanted to join the post office, you went and joined at 14. Until the age of 16, you had a uniform on and you had a post office bike, which were all painted red, and you cycled around delivering telegrams to people. And there was, from the government, if I remember rightly, there were about 4 types of telegram. One was to say a person was a prisoner of war. One to say they'd been wounded. The third one was for, I forget now, but the fourth one was to say they'd been killed in action. And I can't describe the look on people's faces when they got a telegram, because they knew something had happened, but they were all afraid it was going to be the fourth one. And they were. And there was a quiet sort of happiness started to spread, because something was happening. It was going to come to an end. And I'm not going to say much more about it, because you can't describe people's feelings. But I'll finish with the words on the Kohima Memorial in Malaya, which reads, "When you go home, remind them of us who gave our today for your tomorrow. And 80 years later, you are living in that tomorrow which they gave their lives for."
Thank you, Ted. Yeah, I think we all became a bit emotional. Thank you, Ted, for sharing these personal experiences. That's really powerful, isn't it? The healing that is within it as well. I believe both at Ted, but for all of us, because all of us are connected to that last big war, one way or another. I'm going to speak now, if I can, about the D-Day out from a Danish perspective. And what happened on D-Day wasn't really much. We had a broadcast 8:30 in the evening. Here's BBC London. We can announce that the Allied troops have entered the coast of France. That was D-Day in Denmark. The impact of D-Day came 11 months later. with the another broadcast that started up just giving information about how is the war going and things. That was every evening. In these evenings, there was messages to the resistance in codes where they would drop weapons and things like that. But then on the 4th of May, they started the usual broadcast, and 5 minutes into that broadcast, the announcement came that the Germans have capitulated in Netherlands, Denmark, and sorry. And in northern Germany. It's all your fault. No, but what actually happened in Denmark during the war was Denmark was supposed to be neutral, but in the morning of April 9th in 1940, the German troops passed the Danish border, and the Danish army was basically nothing. 200 or 300 soldiers with a few rifles, a bicycle, and a motorbike. And they couldn't really do anything, so within few hours, Denmark was occupied, and Germans just continued through Jutland to Norway, that had to surrender as well at that time. And the Danish government said to everybody, we need to cooperate with the Germans, we need to make this as easy as possible. And then during the years, the resistance was growing in Denmark. And you know, a lot of things was going on in these years, because kids were told, don't play with them over there, because they are working with the Germans. So there was a lot of splitting in Denmark. Somewhat like doing what the government said, work together with the Germans. Others like, do that, because so and so. And that I actually came out after the war. Resistance that was supposed to be good turned out with a bit shady side as well, because all those that have been cooperating with the Germans was being hunted down the days after. No, those of you that heard those of you that heard my talk on Sunday, I talked about my grandfather. That wasn't to speak about the family. I only found out about 10 years ago that he died on the East Front, fighting for the Germans. Not because he was Nazi, but because he wanted to fight the communists. And I think that's a picture of that wartime, isn't it? People are fighting for what they believed in. People are fighting for what they believed in. So who are we to judge who is right and who is wrong? But the impacts of wartime still have the splitting that was went on that time. We see it again in Europe, in the States, everywhere, don't we? People fighting each other. Why don't we just stay in that power God. And there's love. And there's light. Just like taking that healing. 80 years has gone since the day. It's a lot of years. I think we might have as many years yet before that healing is complete. So let's just start to make a difference today. So thank you. Danielle will talk about it from that perspective.
Very emotional, don't you think? And isn't it interesting that we all have our own stories about the Second World War? How amazing is it that we all have the opportunity to listen to the story of Ted? He was there. He really was there. I wasn't. I'm too young. But the situation in the Netherlands is similar as in Denmark. When I was at school, we learned about the Second World War. And still today, we have the 4th of May, that we remembering those who passed to the spirit world fighting for the Netherlands. And yes, on the 4th of May, by the radio, there was an announcement with the neutrals on the table from Denmark telling that the Netherlands was free. And still nowadays, every year on the 4th of May and the 2nd of May, we are remembering those who fight for a country, for all the countries. Because there is no separation. We all were in the same situation with our own story. And that combines us with love and humanity and brotherhood. But I was too young. And every year at 8 o'clock, at the 4th of May, we putting on our television and our queen and his wife and political people bringing roses to a statue in Amsterdam. But from my perspective, when I was a young girl, we are visiting the house of Anna Frank. I don't know if you heard of her. So, being a young girl in the Netherlands with a different story, because I was born in Germany. So maybe you can imagine, with all this pain caused within this wartime, being free within every country, you came into the Netherlands as a young girl, and other children asking you, where are you from? Where did you born? Germany. So you're German. You're one of those. That's painful. Because I didn't have to do anything with the war. So I think it's a good thing for all of us to remember that we are human. And when there is any conflict going on, if it is war, if we look in the time where we're living in now, there are still places in the earth where there is war. We can make a change by sharing these stories, by remembering those who walked the journey in front of us to fight for our own right. But do you believe it starts with ourselves? That we are the creation and we have the opportunity, remembering those who made us free, giving us the opportunity to remember them, remember our loved ones. But we have a choice. We have a choice now to start to look through the eyes of love, acceptance, accepting diversity, that we are all different. Yes, I was born in Germany. Does that make me bad? No. Sometimes life is difficult. But trust, we are free now. So enjoy every moment we have to combine our energy together and to commune in passion and love, and think within happiness of those who are opening the freedom here in Poole, in Denmark, in London, in the Netherlands, in Belgium, in France. Isn't it that those who helped us all to give liberation, that's the real brotherhood of man? Thank you.
Thank you, Daniela. And yeah, different perspective of not only the D-Day, but the impact that war have had on our society and our lives. I'm sure everybody has somebody in the family that they have flaws or something. But I know a lot of people is carrying that guilt, that shame, that not really belongs to us, but that somehow have been put on us by deeds that have been done in the past that really have nothing to do with us, that still have a big impact. I think it's great to be reminded about a day like this. So let's never forget. Let's not forget the past. Keep reminding ourselves of what was. And have in mind, don't want that in the future. Let's get rid of the guilt. Let's get rid of the shame. And become the love of our Creator. And that's bring us to our next hymn. That is, Oh God, Our Help. And there will be a collection coming around during this hymn.
Oh God, our help in ages past, our hope for years to come, our shelter from the stormy blast.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, now we're coming to the part of the service where we yet again is going to unite the two worlds. So please send the thoughts out to your loved ones in spirit. Ask them to come and join us if they isn't already. I know a lot of them are. But this moment we're getting into is where Daniela, sorry. So confusing with all these things. It's a D name. But Daniela, through her mediumship, will bring forward evidence from the continuous life of the soul. And I know you all know what to do, don't you? You're giving your...
Yes. No. Maybe.
Yes. They're well trained.
That's wonderful.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll leave the platform to Daniela.
Thank you so much. So welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, what a wonderful morning this is, and I felt the presence of a gentleman coming forward, and I know he is father, so I know I want to talk to a daughter because this gentleman represent themselves as father, and I know from this father, I feel when I'm stepping in his shoes, I'm a very strong personality. I know what to say. I know I want to come to you. And he was a hard-working man. He is showing that he worked with his hand, and the feeling of making things or building things is very strongly with him. And I also know that there is a memory with you making things in the younger years, and that's a very precious memory. And I know I want to come to the ladies on the back, and please keep on listening because I can be wrong. Would you understand a father in the spirit world? Yeah, and would you understand a very strong personality and making things, being able to making things? Yes. And would you also understand that memory of you and him making something with wood? Oh, yes. Because he is showing wood and he is laughing about it. Yes. And would you also understand the connection in the name with Martin? No is also an answer. No. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Maybe this is something you will remember later on, or it's belonged to another person. So I want to go back. Is it correct that your father wasn't there always in your younger life, in your younger times? Because he is keep mentioning, I didn't have the time to be with you in those particular precious moments. Yes. And maybe. Okay, I'm going to try to say it differently because he's speaking English. I try to speak English and I try to mix it from Dutch to English. He is trying to mentioning a very important or anniversary or something that was celebrated, and he wasn't able to be there, or he was too late. Maybe he already passed to the spirit world. Is that a yes, no, or I don't know? Maybe. Maybe. Okay. Is it correct that your father is quite a while in the spirit world? For a couple of years? Yes. Okay, because he is keeping going on, I wasn't there. So there was something very important in your life the last years where he wasn't there for you. Okay, I don't know how to explain it in a different way because he is mentioning I wasn't there, there was an important thing in your life. Yes. Thank you. So would you also understand that he was well dressed? He was very good looking of himself, because he's showing himself in a suit and taking care of himself. But also when he has private time, I'm more in the relaxed state, and I like to relax in my chair and watching television and reading the newspaper, because I want to be involved what is going on in life.
Yes.
And would you also understand that his watch was important for him? And I'm going to explain why.
I would say maybe, but
Because I'm feeling he was very much on time.
yes.
If I make an appointment with you, I'm going to hold you on that. If you're not there on time, I will say something to you. And sometimes it was a little bit,
Yeah.
okay, I'm feeling a little become, okay, I didn't do it, I did do it wrong.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it was very pointed out. So I'm also aware when I feel him for you, I was a little bit weak on the end of my life. So I need to take care of, but that has not in how I was as a person. I don't want to be remembered like that.
Yes.
So when is it correct that you in your life on this moment are trying to find the right time and the right road? Which road do I need to take? And making the appointments with yourself,
Yes.
because he knows that. This is why he's coming for you today, to give you security that he is walking the journey with you, but it is the right time to take these steps. Did you write down things? Because he is mentioning writing things.
Will be.
You will be. Okay. So he's already talking about it. He is coming with so much joy and so much love, and he is so excited to have this possibility to talk to you and give you comfort that you are doing the right thing. Don't look back. He's very proud of you, and you are still his little girl. So take his love
Thank you.
and take his courage to move on in this direction.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for working with me. So, I feel the presence of a lady, and I need to talk about grandmother. And I'm in the kitchen, so there is a memory of being in the kitchen. Probably a lot of grandmothers did that. But she is in her house, and I want to talk about my family, and it was important to have these special days and celebrate everything where is possible. I know from her that she gained a certain age. I want to talk about around the 80s, and my physical body was obviously, because of my age, not doing what I want, but I had a very clear mind, and I had strong opinions about maybe you, because I want to talk to somebody over there in the end of the room, and the name of Jane or Joan or Jane is very strongly connected to this lady. She's not very big. I have the feeling she's in my arms. Would you understand a grandmother or a mother, but she is probably also a grandmother, those in this area on the back side? No? Okay, does somebody understand this lady in the spirit world, grandma? Okay. Do you understand everything what I have given till so far? Because then we can work with it.
I can take Joan
Okay.
as her daughter.
Okay. But do you understand I am grandmother and I want to be in the kitchen and I want
Yes.
to talk about all the celebration days we have in the year with the family together.
Yes.
And I'm in the kitchen and I'm creating the most marvelous thing ever, and there is enough for everyone. And I really had that feeling I want to leave my children, my grandchildren out of the door with good food and good joy. And I also hear music with her, so music played a part within the family. I'm not saying she played the violin, but music played a part of it.
Okay, I can take everything. I'm not sure about the music.
You're not sure about the music. Do you have contact with her daughter?
No, my auntie's died.
Ah, okay. Okay. So it's connected to you. This lady is connected to you.
It's my grandmother.
It's your
and
grandmother.
my
Thank
auntie.
you so much. And would you understand that she is talking about the memories when you were much younger?
Very much so, yeah.
Yeah, because she is mentioning forward to you. I know you don't remember everything, but you have great memories of me because I was sweet. And there was also a thing going on with her teeth, and I'm not sure if I'm having my own teeth or I want to talk about teeth from the dentist. Would you understand that?
Oh, well, yeah, well, I'm going to the dentist.
You're going to the dentist, okay.
Sorry.
So then she knows. And would you also understand that with your grandmother, I am aware of memories of the war.
Very much so.
I am aware of memories of the war. And it is just, she wants to say, I'm here. And you know, the memories of the war is wonderful that you are sharing this together, and that's why I'm coming forward to let you know I'm there too, and thank you for remembering me. And is it correct that there is an anniversary around this period of time? Because she's showing a calendar and somebody's birthday is coming up, or came or is coming
Yes,
up.
yes.
Okay, because she is raising the glass and wants to know I'm celebrating life from the other side of life too. And you know, she's coming for you just to know that you're going to the dentist, but that's a little bit of a joke she brings forward. Is it correct that you had some difficult times within your own, not in a physical level, but there were some, not distractions, I don't know how to say this in English, obstacles. Obstacles. Because she's talking about the obstacles she had the last 6 months. No.
I can't really, no, maybe.
Maybe. Okay. So she is talking about the obstacles that made you wonder and asking yourself, why is this happening and what should I do with it?
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. She wants to let you know just to be calm. Just to be calm. She reminds me of the sea and the waves of the sea. Sometimes things will come and sometimes things will go away. So be calm and gentle with it. Don't overthink it. Give it to her because she's there
Okay.
to help. And I just want to bring her love to you. Just her love. I'm there. I'm very much alive. I'm very much so strong as I was in life. So be strong. She's giving you the strong. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I have time. Yeah, okay, good. So I want to talk about Harry. I don't know who Harry is, but there is a gentleman, a little bit younger. Is lad a word? A younger man, a lad. I'm not sure if what that is, but a younger man. And I really enjoyed life. I want to talk about I am around 30, 35, could be a little bit older, a little bit younger. And I also know that there was an accident involved before I passed to the spirit world. And I also know I come for somebody here in the audience very close to you. And the name of Tim or Timothy is connected to this young man. And I feel I'm in a car, and I feel the fastness. And I also feel that I'm surrounded with other people in the car. Does anybody understand this man? Know about?
I might be able to. I know Harry who had a car accident.
Because it's the first thing, he's representing himself. I'm Harry, and I had a car accident.
He didn't die in the car.
No, correct, because there was a car accident in the story before his passing, because he passed to the spirit world, not in a car accident, but eventually he passed to the spirit world. And would you understand his energetic energy, his positive vibe, enjoying things, the good things in life?
Yeah.
Good. Thank you. Because he is saying, oh yeah, I'm there, and I'm okay, and I'm fine, and I enjoyed life, and we all need to be positive, and this is how he was in his personality. I am interested in many things of life. I want to do things, I want to investigate things, and I also want to travel with him. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And I even have the feeling I want to talk about being overseas, maybe for a holiday or for a job, but he's taking me in the plane going back to the Netherlands. I'm not saying he was in the Netherlands, but he's taking me overseas.
Yes.
You understand that? Yeah, yeah. And he's laughing about it. Of course, you know. I also have the feeling I need to talk about the Remembrance Day of him. So we are remembering D-Day today, but there is also something going on every year, or it was after his passing, that family and friends came together to remember his life.
The family was a bit split, so maybe.
But do you know about having that kind of a ritual to remember him?
Yeah.
Because he was able to bring light to people because of his personality.
Yeah.
His positive way of thinking. And would you understand that sometimes, because you try to be positive, but sometimes you're not feeling that yourself, because that's the reason why he's here for you, to bring a little bit of light towards your life and to be positive. Now life can be difficult and life can bring things, but he just wants to lay down his hand on your shoulder to say all is fine, and I'm there, and I'm okay, and you are okay, and I'm seeing you, and I'm so proud of you. And who is singing? Would you have a memory of that he sings, or that somebody around him sings?
No.
Because he's singing for you. Yeah, making you bright and making you stronger, and get away of the worries. I think that's the better way, because he's correcting me, so I know he really likes to talk in the right way and in the right manner, because he's correcting me. Now he is here with so much love and so much passion, and bringing you, I don't like normally doing this, but he's bringing you all the flowers of the spirit world you deserve, to give you that motivation when life is taking you a little bit on the backside, bringing that power in again. So take his love and thank thank you on behalf of him that he was able to come to you and let you know you're not alone.
He was an RAF pilot in the war.
Wow. Isn't that wonderful?
He got medals for it.
Wow. You see, he was just showing me a plane and I thought, oh, I'm flying back to the Netherlands already. And he was joking about that. Amazing. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank him. Okay, let's see. I only feel a lady in the spirit world, and I know that I need to talk about a wheelchair. And there is something I couldn't walk on a good way when I was a little bit older, and I'm making fun of it. So you should have known about the stories about her, that she didn't take care. It wasn't a problem for her, that she needed some help to walk through life. I know I'm talking about a friend. Don't have the feeling I'm in the family. I know that you are friends with each other, and Mary is very, very important to say. It can also have to do with belief that Mary is coming forward. It's really thin. I do feel I have many physical problems, but I'm also aware I don't want to talk about that, so that's not important. Does anybody understand this lady? Nobody has a lady in the spirit what you remember with a wheelchair? No. Let me see. She's here. She's here. She's laughing about it. Maybe you don't know that she had a wheelchair, but I feel I need to go over there again. Just please say yes or no. Would you understand a friend that passed the spirit world with, and I would really want to talk to you, Mr. on the back. And can I hear your voice, please? Okay. So do you understand a lady in the spirit world being in the friendship from long time ago, was a strong lady, but she had physical problems during all her life, and the connection to Mary, she was a lady, she was looking good, taking care of herself, and I also feel children around her, and I am aware of that feeling. I worked with children. Now, does anybody else understand this lady? So then I'm going to thank her and just giving her the opportunity to have a voice, as we can try to find, but if nobody understands her, then it's only I'm here. So we can all take the message from her in her own heart that even she isn't recognized with somebody personal, know that life go on in the spirit world and that we are free. Thank you.
Thank you, Danielle, for a wonderful demonstration here. And yeah, we know that sometimes there can be someone come forward from spirit that for whatever reason isn't being recognized. I also know that sometimes being doing services, demonstration, having somebody that wasn't recognized, somebody's coming up afterwards say, oh, you know, that one, that might be for me. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do it. The time is gone. The message has gone. Just saying. Sometimes we have relations we don't really that we don't remember, and sometimes I know that sometimes there's relations where somebody's saying there, I know it's for me, but I don't want to hear from that person.
and that's also okay, because that's how it is sometimes. And on an emotional day like today, it can be hard times sometimes to get somebody from spirit that we, for whatever reason, not recognize or not want to hear from, or whatever the situation may be. But we are coming to an end of the service, so can I invite you, Danielle? I got it right now.
Again.
To do the closing prayer. Thank you.
If you want to join me in prayer, you're welcome. You can let your eyes open or just close your eyes. Father God, creation of all life, let us all thank your world in our own way, with our own thoughts sending out, being blessed that life after life is a truth that we can take on board. What a blessing is it that we have joined together in this communion, remembering those who fight for Europe, for England, for our fathers and grandfathers and grandmothers. Let this love, this trust and guidant light be felt within all our souls when we leave this room, this church, till the next time we meet again. And let this love of Father God shines throughout our souls to human mankind. Thank you for being here with us. Amen.
Thank you, Danielle, and thank you everyone for joining us this morning. A few notices before we are going out in the beautiful weather and the sun. On Wednesday, 7 p.m., there is the awareness night here in the church, and that will be with the presence of David Powell. I know some of you have met him before, but he's a treasure to have in on a night like this. Next Sunday, you will be able to see David Powell again on next Sunday's service. And next Sunday's service will be a Lyceum service. David Powell will be sharing a bit of his knowledge within that service as well. And next healing evening here at the church is on Monday the 10th of June at 7:15. So, and that was the notes for today. So all we have left, just say God bless you all. Go out, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Tell somebody you love them, give them a kiss or a hug. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure to be in your company this morning, and thank you to Daniela, to Ted, to Lawrence for sharing their stories as well. Enjoy your day. God bless you all. Thank you.
I am from Enschede, so I am nearby border of Germany.
Oh, okay. So you don't live in Amsterdam?
No, my mother is from Amsterdam. Originally, I'm from Germany, and my father